Thanks for tuning in to Halton News right here on your TV. It's Thursday, September 3rd, and I'm Jessica Kading. 2 more cases of COVID-19 have been reported in Halton since yesterday, one of those in Burlington and the other in Oakville. This brings our current total to 27 active cases. 8 of those affected live in Burlington, 11 in Oakville, 8 in Milton, and Halton Hills continues to not have any cases to report. The 2 new cases reported today both happen to be in males, but as you can see on this pie chart, females in Halton represent just over half of all cases at 54% versus males at 46%. In total, since the beginning of the COVID-19 being reported in Halton early March, 984 have been reported. Almost 400 of those cases were from known contact with another reported case, but just over 300 cases were from being out in the community. Lesser numbers were recorded from outbreaks at local retirement homes or from travel. The 2 new cases reported today involved one male under 20 and another male in his 40s to 59 age range. Taking a look at all cases in Halton, you can see that those in their 40s to 59 age range have reported the greatest number of infections when compared to other age ranges. Premier Doug Ford was visiting Halton this morning to thank a Burlington business who stepped up to help with the sanitizer shortage in March. Nikki Wesley has that story.
Premier Doug Ford was in Burlington today to tour the Thames River Chemical Corporation. At the outset of the pandemic, the company's regular resin product business ground to a halt. Rather than lay off their 50 workers, business and sales manager Mina Hanna had an idea.
We were quite reactive with what we saw, and once we saw that the market for the adhesives that we're making was slowing right down, so we looked at what we can do, and we saw that there was a shortage in isopropyl alcohol and in making hand sanitizer. So once we saw that, we knew there was going to be a shortage in making hand sanitizers. So in order to do our part, we have access to it as a chemical distributor as well. So we said, well, we can use that, and then we had to do some research on our end and some research and development to figure out how to make it and apply for the MPN number. And then once we had that going, I told Dan, like, I've done some research, and Dan and Ann are really open to always developing new things and getting big things going on with the company. They're always saying yes. They
managed to start production on the new hand sanitizer line in a startlingly quick 2 weeks. Owner Dan Wiggins.
We had to buy some equipment and then get it installed, get it wired up, and this is an explosion-proof plant, so it's not easy to do. So when you're working with alcohol, everything's got to be up to code.
They can produce 20,000 liters of hand sanitizer in one 8-hour shift and have helped provide their product to
the Royal Bank of Canada, Queen's Park, all kinds of nursing homes, hospitals.
Here's another example of showing the true Ontario spirit, switching over a line and making pails of hand sanitizer, and then also the bottles. And this is what I talk about, when everyone pulling together in the same direction. And I want to thank you. Thank you for stepping up to the plate, and I want to thank your whole team. Yep. And I always say there's nothing we can't produce here in Ontario. We have the ingenuity, we have the technology, and there's no one we can't compete against. So thank you.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Premier Doug Ford then made his way to Hamilton, where he announced that Quebec's Premier Francois Legault has agreed to lead a delegation of ministers to Ontario for the first ever Ontario-Quebec summit between the 2 provinces.
This summit is happening at a critical juncture in our history. As Canada's 2 largest economies and most populous provinces, relying on this significant relationship, relying on this strong partnership, will be more important than ever as we work to counter U.S. protectionism, as we work to get our economy back on track, and as we work together to move the country forward, because, my friends, I truly believe, I know that with Ontario and Quebec working together, with our 2 great provinces coming together, 2 economic powerhouses collaborating on mutually beneficial economic priorities, we will be unstoppable. And I'm going to repeat that. We will be unstoppable. And these figures are staggering that I'm going to give you. In fact, in 2018, the joint GDP, gross domestic product, of Ontario and Quebec was a staggering $1.3 trillion. I'm going to repeat that, $1.3 trillion. Together, we are an economic juggernaut. Our two provinces working together can create the strongest economic union in North America.
The Premier went on to state that as we work to build modern infrastructure across the province, we need more skilled workers.
That's why I'm proud to announce today our government is investing $37 million to provide skills training over 15,000 people to help them upgrade their skills or pursue a new career. This is $37 million to help training providers like IBEW, like Leuna, and the members of the Ontario's building trades unions, as well as Ontario's colleges, universities, and employers. Provide young people, job seekers, and our veterans with hands-on training for in-demand skills. And in most cases, that training will be at no charge. These kinds of investments in people and talent are absolutely critical as we work together to get our economy firing on all cylinders once again. So I want to thank Minister McNaughton, James, and all of our labor, academic, and business partners for stepping up to offer these important training programs. Thank you, and God bless the people of Ontario. Now I'll pass it over.
Ontario's Minister of Education, Stephen Lecce, also made an announcement today that the province will make an additional investment to help licensed childcare providers and early on child and family centres. The government is investing up to $1 billion over 5 years to create up to 30,000 licensed childcare spaces in schools. The reconstruction project downtown Oakville is extensive, with underground installation of new gas lines, replacement of wastewater and drinking water pipes, new electrical conduits, new communication infrastructure, and more. And while a portion of Lakeshore Road remains closed, the stores remain open to pedestrians. I was able to connect with Oakville's Mayor Rob Burton earlier today via Zoom and asked for a construction project update.
Oh, what a coincidence. I am in the heart of downtown Oakville right now, right at the dividing line between the construction that's yet to be finished and the area that's already been finished. And if I turn around, you can get a load of the construction area behind me now. And if I continue a little further, you can see up that way where it's all finished, and the new broader sidewalks and the granite pavers and the street furniture are all in place. And if you walk down there, you'll see why everybody down here is so excited about what we're doing. And if you turn back to what's going on here, I can tell you that this is on schedule to finish well in the middle of October, with cleanup to follow for the next few weeks. And then here's a big announcement. At 6 p.m. on the 21st of November, Santa Claus is landing on the new finished Lakeshore to show the boys and girls that COVID-19 has not kept Santa away. And the families will be able to come down and watch Santa land, and he'll drive along the entire 6-block length of the downtown and get the Christmas season started. And I'm really looking forward to that. I may not be a kid outside, but I'm still a kid inside, and I still like Santa. So I hope everybody enjoys that, and they'll mark their calendars for November 21st, 6 p.m.
Well, that was certainly exciting news, but try not to wait until then to get downtown to support those local businesses who'd really like to see shoppers back inside their doors.
So half of downtown's already finished. Get down here and enjoy it. Big patios, wonderful food, great people to share time with. And behind me here, I think you can hear that they're working away. And if you look up there, let me see if I can point it. Look right up there, there's a building under construction, which means that business is coming back too, and there's investment going on. So things are looking good. Despite the adversity, Oakville keeps advancing.
With the school year set to begin, the Ontario Provincial Police will be highly visible over the Labor Day long weekend, ensuring drivers are sharing the road safely and practicing those safe driving habits that are vital to keeping students and all other road users safe. By the end of August, OPP traffic officers and collision investigators had responded to 165 fatal motor vehicle collisions. So Chief Superintendent Rohan Thompson, Commander OPP Highway Safety Division, asks you to keep in mind that with children and other students traveling to and from school on foot, riding a bike, on a bus or other vehicle, please slow down, don't drive impaired, and pay full attention to the road, sidewalks, and crosswalks. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, you may want to check out the Italian Cultural Center of Milton's Drive-In Cultures on Friday and Saturday night. Nikki Wesley reports on how the inaugural weekend event went.
The in-car sound was exceptional, and even when it rained, the audience didn't get wet during the Italian Culture Center of Milton's first drive-in concert last weekend. President and event organizer Rosanna Contaduca.
As you know, most fundraisers during COVID were canceled. Our largest fundraiser, Italia Fest, was canceled this year. So we wanted to do something to just keep the fundraising going, as not only ourselves, but so many other charities in our community have been really hit hard with COVID-19. So a bit of a challenge with all of the health and safety, but we did decide to try a drive-in concert where our guests can remain in their cars safely and still enjoy beautiful live music.
The concerts are benefiting Reach Out Center for Kids, Pack a Bag for a Friend Foundation, Halton Women's Place, the Milton District Hospital, and Townsend Smith Hospice Foundation. Watching the first concerts last weekend, Contaduca realized how they were also helping musicians.
Well, that was a very emotional moment for me, actually. I guess we all caught up in our own feelings about COVID and what you're going through as a parent, as a child, as a business owner. And because I'm not a musician, I didn't really see the full impact that it had on this industry. And when I saw those artists performing and how authentic and how grateful, it was actually very moving. It was beautiful to see just how grateful they were to be on a stage.
Alessia Cole is not only the production manager and master of ceremonies for this event, she also performed last weekend on Country Night. She shares what COVID has been like as a performer.
I have wanted to pull my hair out, to be honest. I mean, Instagram Lives and Facebook Lives are awesome, and it's great to be able to connect with people in different countries, even just different cities that wouldn't necessarily be able to see one of your shows. So in that regard, it's been great. But nothing, for me anyways, nothing beats that energy of having people there and knowing that this is it. You're on this stage with your band also, and just getting everyone's energy on stage. There's nothing like it.
With her music being transmitted directly to the audience through car stereos, how did she enjoy performing at a drive-in concert?
It was wild. Everyone in the audience was so excited to have somewhere to be and to watch live music. And it was really interesting from the stage perspective. The honks, honestly, for me, was almost better than applause, because it was like, all right, these people are enjoying what they're listening in their cars, they're enjoying what they're seeing on the screen and on the stage. And like I said, it was the second time I should say that I've performed at a drive-in. So it was really unique and cool, and even the guys on stage, they're like, this is awesome. I'm like, all right, this is gonna work.
For tickets to this weekend's concert, go to iccm.ca. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
We'll be back with a look to how high school will look like, a visual look at what to expect once school begins. We'll be right back. We all know high school will be different this year. The Halton District School Board, though, has released a video to give parents and students a better idea.
Before you head to school, a daily self-assessment must occur. Please stay home if you are ill. When coming to school, bring your non-medical face mask. All secondary school start times will continue as usual. If the self-assessment shows no symptoms, proceed to school. We continue to encourage students to walk or wheel to school. It's good for your health and for the environment. If using school transportation, students will be assigned to seating on a bus. For contact tracing purposes, students must stay in their assigned seat. They will also be required to wear a non-medical face mask on the bus. If arriving by car, we ask students and families to consider ways to avoid congregating on arrival. For example, park away from the school and walk or wheel to the school. Each school will communicate where to go the first day of in-person learning. Schools will designate entrances for student use based on the location of class. Inside the building, staff will be wearing a medical mask and sometimes other personal protective equipment. As students enter the building, they will be reminded by staff and signage to maintain physical distancing. Visitors will not be permitted inside the school. If under the age of 18, a parent or guardian should contact the school by phone if they have an appointment and need to be picked up before the end of class. Office staff will provide information regarding pickup. Students will be required to wear a non-medical mask when inside the school. Students will enter through the designated entrance communicated by the school and will sanitize their hands. The school will have signage throughout the building, reminding students to stay to the right in the hallways and support the preventative measures that will be practiced throughout the day, such as hand hygiene. Some stairways will be designated as one-way only. Schools will have protocols for using elevators and lifts. Lockers will not be available for use. Students will be required to bring everything home with them at the end of each day. Half of the class will be together in person for 180 minutes with the teacher and approximately 15 students. The rest of the class will be learning remotely. Students will be 2 meters apart. The teacher will wear PPE, and there will be disinfectant, paper towels, and hand sanitizers in the room. Although water fountains will be unavailable for use, students can fill their reusable water bottle at the water filling stations. They are asked to bring a refillable water bottle with them each day. Washroom cleaning will be enhanced throughout the school day. There will be breaks for hand washing and washroom use while promoting physical distancing and hand hygiene. Also, the school cafeteria will be closed. It's important for the students to let the teacher know if they feel unwell at school. Everyone in the school, including staff, are key in preventing the spread of COVID-19. We all have an important role to play. Students will leave their classroom following the same procedures they followed when entering the classroom. This will include students walking to and from portables adhering to the same protocol as indoors. Following 180 minutes of face-to-face instruction, students will leave to complete the rest of their day online. Students will have 75 minutes for transition time.
Yet another beautiful day out there today. Here's a look downtown on Brand Street as we head into our 5-day forecast. Cooler temperatures ahead and expected throughout the forecast, really. Sunny skies both Friday and Saturday. Looking at our long weekend, pretty nice as it turns out. 22 degrees on Saturday, up to 23 on Sunday with a mix of sun and cloud. We don't see a chance of rain until Labor Day Monday, and that's a 60% chance of rainfall. Expect cloudy skies, a high of 22 degrees. And then our warmest day in our 5-day outlook is not until Tuesday of next week, but again, a chance of rain, only a 30% chance though. The Milton Breakfast Club wants to welcome you out of hibernation. They're hosting their first non-virtual breakfast club in a very long time and are encouraging members to get out of the house and into Southside at Main to enjoy a delicious socially distanced breakfast at 200 Main Street East in Milton. If you register a week in advance, tickets are only $15 plus HST for members courtesy of Benzel Consulting. Milton Chamber members have the opportunity to pitch from the podium in a 3-minute spot for an additional $10. For more information or to register, please visit miltonchamber.ca. And now a look to how some of Halton's top companies are performing on the markets today. We'll be back with the latest from the Burlington Food Bank after this. Welcome back to Halton News. I'm Jessica Kading, and September is Hunger Action Month. We check in with Robin Bailey at the Burlington Food Bank for the latest.
And again, this is Hunger Action Month, and we just wanted to let people know some of the struggles that people have here in Burlington. One of the big things here in Burlington is actually the cost of rent. The average rent in Burlington is $1,465 a month. And when you look at that with social assistance, so Ontario Works, which is about $733 a month, and Ontario Disability Support Program, which is a little bit over $1,100 a month, you'll see that those don't even come close to being able to pay the average rent. So people are either living in lesser rented places, so possibly in basements or things like that, or they're trying to live together and make things work. If you look at that, it's a big struggle. And even when you look at someone working full-time on minimum wage, they can't make it work. It's about 81% of their income, if they work full-time on minimum wage, helps cover the cost of their rent. That leaves 19% left for everything else. That includes their electricity, their heat, food, anything as far as schools go, or any of those types of things. So it's a really, really big struggle, and that's partly why we're here as a food bank, to help support people. We hear about people going without food. There's no need to do that here in Burlington. Just email us, info@burlingtonfoodbank.ca, or give us a call, 905-637-2273. We're happy to help, and we have an incredible community behind us who continues to support us. Thank you so much for just continuing to support us here at the Burlington Food Bank.
Canada's largest Rib Fest, a fundraising initiative of Burlington Rotary Lakeshore, is thrilled to announce the return of their drive-through Rib Fest. That's this Labor Day, Monday, September 7th at Burlington Centre in the mall's parking lot. Ribs and other Ribfest staples such as chicken, pulled pork, corn, and donuts will be served from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., along with fantastic entertainment that you can enjoy from the comfort and safety of your vehicle. Cogeco is also happy to sponsor this second Ribfest drive-through as well and provide a treat for the attendees. For more information, please visit canadaslargestribfest.com. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in to Halton News right here on your TV. We will be back with another live edition tomorrow night at 5:30. Until then, I invite you to connect with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at YourTVHalton. You can also connect with us via email at haltonnews@cogeco.com. Feel free to send us any comments, questions, or story ideas. And if you'd like to see more content, please visit us at yourtv.tv. For Halton News, I'm Jessica Kading.